Keep turning. There we go.
You guys seen the video, and there's a conversation that has been going on since the beginning of time, apparently in the black community. If children are really tender-headed when they get their hair done, right? And most of the time it's that the kids are faking and ain't nobody touch your head hard. And I've seen videos with parents faking like they're combing and the child just like being crazy and, you know, erratic. And for some backstory, I was a tender-headed child. I used to get off the chair and I used to catch out running. I used to just take off, very tender-headed. To this day, I don't like getting my hair done. I don't let anybody touch my hair. I do my own hair. But I still put the comb in my head and go, oh! And I have fine hair. I have fine, thin hair. So it's really kind of, I don't like it. It hurts. And I've heard people say, it's just in their head. And I'm like, no, this hurts. So I believe that the children are tender-headed. My daughter was also tender-headed. Now, don't leave. Keep listening to this video because I'm going to make a reference about pathological demand avoidance, okay? You saw how she was crying and you've seen the picture taken at the end, right? I'm going to refer back to that. I know you guys can't remind me, but stay tuned for the reference, okay, for pathological demand avoidance. So, it hurts. And there's a newer conversation that I've seen online where people are saying that not only is it in their head, we are, like, we just are not tender-headed. Like, that's not a thing. The problem is the detangling. The person who's detangling, that's the problem, right? Crazy. Again, I try to live my life. I just made a video the other day where I was talking about the fact that I felt stupid for my whole life because maybe it's the ADHD, but I can't retain information just to regurgitate it. And I have no interest in sitting here regurgitating it. My superpower is my feelings and my honesty. So I make videos to tell you guys how I feel. When I talk and I say how I feel, and then I find a video where somebody else is talking and they're saying how they feel and it matches up to mine, it's the most amazing feeling for me because I literally try to speak from my heart and speak from, you know, actual events. So I'm not saying you guys should believe me, but I'm just telling you that shit hurt. It's not in my motherfucking head. That shit is not in my head. That shit hurt. It hurt when I was little, and that shit hurts today, okay? That being said, I have a few thoughts. One, why do we do this and then ask for people to believe us? Why do we project and say that something is not hurting somebody else and then ask people to believe us in any way? I don't have to elaborate. That's it. If you see real tears coming out of somebody's eyes, something's happening. It ain't just nothing, right? Even if the person's faking, something's happening. So we need to talk about that. I'm not even going to elaborate on that more, right? So that part, you know. Secondly, the obvious one, you know, I talk about autism and being on the spectrum, and there's something called sensory overload. And since we're learning about this now, that was the first thing that I thought of. Imagine somebody combing your hair. You feel every little, you feel everything. You're like, you're stressed out. You have no control over when the comb is coming. It actually hurts. People telling you stop pulling out the current. You know that shit don't hurt. It's a stressful, fucking traumatic experience when it comes to sensory overload. Since we're learning and we're getting smarter and we know more words, and we have to contribute the behavior to some sensory overload. And if there's a lot of undiagnosed people in the community, which I suspect, then that would be the answer to me. So because it just hurts, I think children don't understand intention, and they just think it hurts. She's doing this to me on purpose. I don't think that they go, oh, let me give her the benefit of the doubt. My hair is kinky. It is curly. Their tears come from heartbreak. I really believe this. I really think that they are heartbroken because they perceive you combing their hair and not stopping as only. They don't care about you having to get to work in the morning and this is the last day you got to do their hair and you not in the mood. They don't care about none of that. They're only feeling it and going like, this hurts, and then they're putting you at the end or the reason for their hurt. So I do think they take it kind of personally, and I do think that they are crying because that shit hurts, and it's their mama hurting them, you know. And kids are very forgiving. So it's just like how y'all forget that childbirth hurts and y'all keep having fucking babies. After a child gets their hair done, and you hug them and they're forgiving. It's just like a cycle, but that shit hurts. And I just think, lastly, before I get to the pathological demand avoidance, why don't we just try to sit in how we feel? How can you tell somebody that shit don't hurt? Maybe it didn't hurt you, but that don't mean it don't hurt. I never understand that. Remember how you feel. Stop, like, all it takes is a second to tap into, oh, that shit really do hurt. Remember I told you guys you have too much to consider? I think you don't consider the fact that you was once a child and you thought life was unfair because people were just always saying shit about you that wasn't true. If tears are running down a person's face and they're in a chair, something's happening. Stop it, you guys. Now, finally, for the pathological demand avoidance, my daughter used to do this. And I believe my daughter has pathological demand avoidance. Now, I study my children. I study myself. I think I have it in some ways. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's, sometimes for me personally, it shows up looking like self-sabotage. And I'm like, am I sabotaging myself? Or is it too much because it's required of me? I don't fucking know, but it gets intense. With my daughter, I used to do her hair when she was little. She acted just like this little girl. My daughter even peed on herself one time. And I felt horrible. I was combing her hair. I've never been on to hit her with the comb and say, step on that current. I'd be like, I'm almost done. Like, just please. I'm sorry. We used to both just be, I'm over here like, I'm sorry. And she over here going, ah! It was just crazy. She used to act like this. And after I did her hair and it was cute, just like at the end of the video when they was taking pictures, my daughter used to be like, let me show you what my daughter used to do. She used to do this. And I used to say, Mamacita. I still call her that. Mamacita, you look so cute. And she would say, she did this as a child. When she did something, when I made her do anything that she didn't want to do, she caught an attitude. And I would try to do it, the funniest things with her. That was the part that always confused me. I would try to do the funniest things with her. I was like, let's go to mom, you ready to go to mom? And she was standing around like this. And I used to be like, what the fuck is this? The more nicer I am, the more mean she gets. Now, let me tell you what I think that this is. I think what she was doing was, with the hair specifically, she was going through a traumatic experience that I, in her perception, ignored. I just kept going. I didn't care about, it seemed like I didn't care about her discomfort because I kept going and we finally finished it. We got to a point where it was finished. Now that it's finished and she just went through all of that trauma for that long and I came to her and go, you look so pretty. That was me forcing her out of an emotion that she wasn't ready to have yet. She wanted to mourn. Listen, when I figured this out about my daughter, I figured out a lot. Do you understand? This is also manipulation. I know, like, the word manipulation sounds so harsh, but it's not. It means to alter something. It means to get your, I don't know the technical definition, but I mean, when I'm using it, I mean to, like, make shit happen by yourself. Like, it's not going to do it naturally. You need to manipulate it, right? It's manipulative to force somebody to the next emotion before they're ready to get there. And a lot of the times we as parents do that and we don't know that we're doing that. We think that we're just trying to make a situation positive. Have you ever just went through something traumatic and you're perseverating and somebody keeps changing the subject and it pisses you off and it makes you perseverate more? Well, I think that's the same concept, but with pathological demand avoidance, instead of perseverating more, they shut down. She would shut down. I couldn't make her happy for a whole day. The rest of the day, I could never make her happy. I would be like, and I would just go crazy like, you want a cake? Oh my God. Do you want to go to the mall? You're so beautiful. And she used to be like, my dad used to be like, this bitch. I'm not gonna, my daughter's strong-willed. She said, I'm not gonna give this bitch what she wants. She just tortured me for a fucking hour. Now she was gonna smile immediately. But I think that is how her pathological demand avoidance showed up the most when she was a baby. And I thought that was interesting. But most importantly, guys, listen to your kids. Don't just listen to what they're saying. Watch them. It's not in their head. I don't even know why that would even be a conversation, that black people are not tender-headed or you're not tender. I don't know if it's a black thing or what. We tender-headed. If you believe me when I say I'm honest, believe me when I say that shit hurt.